General Spider Marks, Board of Advisors for Sparta Science. Absolutely my pleasure to be a part of this team. Spent 34 years in the military. Clearly, fitness in the military is a combat multiplier. That's why I'm so excited about Sparta, because it can really make a difference. Sparta is so incredibly precise in terms of how it evaluates you, in terms of how you move as a soldier or as a service member or as an athlete. And through that evaluation can now put you on a path that more precisely prepares you for those tasks that we're asking you to perform. Today, the only way we achieve that is every 6 months we give all of our service members a physical fitness test. That is one way to achieve a level of readiness, but that's not a very thorough or a very complete way to do that. Sparta can complement that requirement and get us to that next level. That becomes the game changer. My personal experience is I was commissioned out of West Point, and after the initial training that you receive, I went to airborne school, went to ranger school, and had the opportunity to serve in a number of infantry units. Just picture those guys that are out there on the horizon doing some incredible stuff in defense of our nation's freedom, and became an intelligence officer. So I then became the guy who had to understand what was taking place in those locations that are generally at risk, and how do you better prepare them for those engagements. So I did that all over the world. I was the senior intelligence officer in places like the Horn of Africa, I was in the Balkans, I was in Korea, I was in Iraq when we went to war back in 2003. I was also the senior intelligence officer during the LA riots. So I had this collection of experiences, and foremost among all of those, again, as I've mentioned, is the level of readiness that a unit can sustain is going to better prepare all organizations in the military to accomplish their task. What the military is trying to do with Sparta is embrace the notion of a different approach toward physical preparedness. Again, what leads to overall unit readiness. And generally what we do for physical readiness is one size fits all. Because how do you deliver that to a large organization? It's very difficult to be very, very precise. With Sparta, you can be precise without taking a huge amount of time. You can achieve better results more quickly and more precisely for what we're asking you to do. They can't eliminate injury, but they can help reduce injury. And then when an injury occurs, you can then increase, you can scale and decrease the amount of time for recovery. What Sparta does, it's totally agnostic. It's data driven. You can't spoof the data. You can't overwhelm the data. Sparta tells you exactly where you are and where your weaknesses and vulnerabilities are, and then concomitantly provide you a program to address those. It's absolutely magical. There's no subjectivity to the test. And so it makes perfect sense for the military that has literally hundreds of thousands of folks deployed all over the globe, 24/7, in all time zones, an opportunity to get a really fair, very precise, agnostic, foolproof evaluation of where you are in terms of your availability to do your job. And then it gives you a solution to enhance that.